There's a moment most people never talk about. You're sitting at your desk doing everything right, working hard, showing up, trying your best. And yet, somewhere deep inside, there's this quiet, uncomfortable feeling that something is missing. Not in your bank account, not in your schedule, something missing in the way you think. You've probably wondered why some people seem to see the world differently. Why certain people walk into a room and immediately notice what others can't. Why some people fail 5 times and still feel strangely calm. And why others, despite having every advantage, stay stuck. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's not connections or timing or some secret club nobody told you about. It's the way they think. And that difference starts somewhere most people would never expect. Imagine you're handed a problem. Something goes wrong at work. A plan falls apart. A project fails. Most people in that moment feel their chest tighten. Their mind starts blaming. The situation, the timing, themselves. The energy shifts inward and downward. The failure feels like a reflection of who they are. But there's a different kind of person who, in that exact same moment, gets quiet. Not defeated. Quiet. Thinking. Curious. Not, why did this happen to me, but what is this trying to show me? That tiny shift in those two questions is not motivation. It's not positivity. It's a deeply wired psychological difference in how certain minds process reality. Psychologists call it locus of control, but forget the label. What it really means is this: some people experience life as something that happens to them, others experience it as something they're always in conversation with. Like, they're not passengers in their own story. They're the ones asking questions of it. And here's the part that quietly changes everything. When you believe you have no control, your brain starts conserving energy. It stops scanning for opportunities. It narrows its focus to just surviving the moment. You go through the day reactive, waiting, hoping things improve on their own. But when the brain believes it has agency, even a small amount, something shifts biologically. It starts noticing patterns. It starts asking better questions. It starts treating problems like signals instead of sentences. This is why certain people can sit in failure and still feel strangely energized, not because they don't feel the pain, they do, but because their mind is oriented toward meaning rather than escape. Think about the person who loses a business and immediately starts writing down what they learned, not performing, not pretending they're okay, actually sitting with it, processing it, mining it, or the person who gets rejected and, after the sting passes, ask themselves what the rejection revealed about their approach, their timing, their communication. Or the quiet one in the meeting who doesn't speak first, but when they do, they say the thing that cuts through everything. Not because they're smarter, because they've trained themselves to sit with discomfort long enough to see what's underneath it. Most people leave the room before the insight arrives, and that brings up something worth sitting with for a moment. What if the thoughts you dismiss as overthinking are actually the beginning of something important? What if the sensitivity you've been told to suppress is the very thing that could make you see further than most? There's a reason the most interesting thinkers in the world describe their mind as both a gift and a burden. Because the same depth that makes you feel things intensely is the same depth that, when directed correctly, lets you understand things others walk right past. Here's what nobody says out loud. Billionaires are not emotionally detached. They are emotionally disciplined. There is a profound difference. Detachment means you don't feel it. Discipline means you feel it fully and then decide where to put that energy. They fail loudly, grieve quietly, and return with more information than they left with. They don't think differently because they're special. They think differently because at some point, maybe through pain, maybe through obsession, maybe through someone who believed in them before they believed in themselves, they stopped making their feelings the final decision maker. They let the feeling pass through. And then they ask the next question. You don't need $1 billion to start doing that. You just need a moment, like this one, where you catch yourself mid-reaction and ask not, why is this happening to me, but what is this asking me to notice? That question won't make life easier, but it will make you sharper, quieter in the right way, and more awake to the parts of your life that are waiting for your full attention. That's not a billionaire mindset. That's just a more honest way of being alive.